Test, 1, 2. Test. Can you hear it?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 112th commencement ceremonies. At this time, we'd like to ask Ms. Shireen Way, Director, to step up to the mic to do a piece with the Pearl River High School Women's Glee Club.
Around the podium. Do you want to go in here? No. Do you want to go? I know. Go with Tanya.
At this time, we ask you all to please stand for the singing of our star.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, we ask you to welcome Reverend Eric P. Rossier, pastor, St. Margaret's of Antioch Church, to lead us in the invocation.
As we raise our minds and hearts to Almighty God, let us pray. O God of majesty and giver of all good things, you create the wonders of this universe and set the power of our intelligence to see your majesty and splendor in all of creation. We pray for this, the 112th graduation class, the class of 2018. Send forth your Spirit into their lives of these graduates. May they leave this school filled with love for all creation. Let them strive to share their knowledge with gentle patience and endeavor always to bring the truth to all people. We pray you to guide and protect them, keep them out of harm's way. May hope accompany their journey through all the days to come, and may the blessings promised to the compassionate be theirs in abundance, and may your abiding presence be with them all their days of their lives. As we ask all these things through your all-powerful name, amen.
Again, good evening, and welcome to Pearl River High School's 112th commencement exercises. We extend a warm welcome to Board of Education President Ms. Jackie Curtis, Vice President Mr. Thomas DePrisco, and members Robert Davis, Mr. Bruce Bond, and Ms. Christine Reddy. We also welcome Superintendent Marco Pocontesta, Deputy Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction Sue Wheeler, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources and Community Services Diana Musich, Director of Operations Quentin Van Wynen III, Director of Special Services Carolyn Maffa, Athletic Director Todd Santa Barbara, Assistant Principal Ms. Andre Pape, and Senior Class Assistant Principal Suzanne Horton. We also welcome the numerous dignitaries joining us tonight, especially our speaker, Reverend Eric Rosser, pastor of St. Margaret's of Antioch Church, Pearl River, New York. We welcome Ms. Maria Paese, principal of Pearl River Middle School, who just last night had their moving up ceremony right here at the high school gymnasium, and her assistant principal, Dr. Kristen Talleyrand. We welcome Ms. Alemo, Ms. Cool, and Ms. Lynch from our elementary schools. We'd also like to thank and acknowledge Mr. Eric Coronado and his staff, who are streaming this high school graduation for the class of 2018 live. I would like to say it was the first time we've done streaming, but Ms. Paese trumped us last night. So. We welcome and thank the staff and faculty that have joined us tonight across all of our Pearl River schools as they share in this ceremony and celebration of accomplishment. We'd like to extend a thanks to the PTSA for all their support across numerous endeavors throughout the years. We thank Project Graduation for helping to enrich the senior experience through a number of events, including barbecues, and right through tonight's Project Graduation celebration. There tends to be food everywhere they go, so it tends to work. Also, I would be remiss for not extending the acknowledgement of the efforts of Senior Advisor Miss Eileen McCaffrey. Ms. McCaffrey has played an instrumental role in the experience of the senior class over the last 5 years. Thank you to the numerous high school staff who assisted with the hundreds of tasks in getting the ceremony ready for this evening. It's taken days, and today, right up to the last seconds, many tasks have been accomplished. And finally, and I know I say this each year, and I refuse not to go there only because to understand it is to see it happen. We thank and welcome and thank our Director of Facilities, Bob Nealon, and his custodial staff and grounds crew who have prepared the facility and grounds for this momentous occasion. Throughout all the schools, these celebrations cannot occur without their dedication and effort, transforming gymnasiums and ball fields into beautiful manicured venues for celebrations. Throughout the day today, they have taken requests and suggestions by the hundreds, seemingly not to note and yesing everybody to death, with us believing that they're just trying to get rid of us. But when I came here hours ago, they had attended to every single detail we had requested of them. So we say thank you to them once again on behalf of the class of 2018 and the high school administration. We appreciate your efforts and your time and your dedication. Having said the many thank yous and welcomes I've gone through already, we do have one very large remaining thank you to do. And that is, I ask the class of 2018 to stand and to applaud your parents, siblings, relatives for their support and unconditional love that they have afforded you during this journey that you know as elementary, middle, and high school. Have a seat. Thank you. Whether it be 13 years ago, 12 years ago, or 10, or maybe even less, your path here at Pearl River High School concludes tonight. In just about 75 minutes, you will join the ranks of a new group of Pearl River students known as alumni. You have made decisions among choices. Some have paid off, panned out, while others have been found to be in need of revision, change, or possibly a complete overhaul. Within your choices and ability to reflect, modify, and revise, you grew as a leader of your own life. Sure, seeking the wisdom of those that you recognize as wise and seasoned will remain a viable option for the rest of your life, but you will find that as you learn, challenge yourself, and venture into the unknown in order to gain more knowledge and understanding, you will do so in a way that leads to more informed decisions and more comfort in the world of risk-taking. You will understand, as Thomas Edison did, that failure and mistakes are not to be treated as disappointments, but to be cherished as moments of learning and individual growth. The leader and wisdom within you will grow and flourish, leading you to take control of your life, and those decisions among choices will become more informed, yielding increasing success. Do not lose track of your leadership qualities. Though you may inevitably choose to display these in a career, I challenge you to see them as defining of character. Some of those choices have been defined by various institutions, many institutions, over hundreds of years, and several of them address these in common. Integrity, truth and honesty at all costs. In a bad situation, be truthful, and your integrity will become a hallmark of your character. And every good leader knows how to follow when others around them have the greater vision or deeper knowledge and understanding of a situation. It's okay to be a leader and to follow. A good leader knows how to do more than hear others. They know how to listen. Leaders have a sharpened sense of how they are perceived. In other words, what their character is rather than what they themselves perceive it to be. A good leader doesn't put the greater need second to winning the point. A good leader motivates through building community rather than raising pressures. A good leader understands they don't know it all and sees value in the perspective of others, especially those living the experiences. And finally, a true leader understands the value of authenticity. You are the leader of your life, and therefore the determining factor of your path, and perhaps more importantly, the adjustments within that path. Do not let mistakes and roadblocks and even failures deter you. Refuse to give up. Do not reconcile for the less than, but meet the challenges head on and find the way. The path you take may be different or longer than the one you expected, but do not recalibrate your will, desire, and dreams. Take your dreams head on, and know you don't need to go it alone. Always be willing to ask for help, and always be willing to help others. You are the leader in your life's journey. The character within will choose the leadership of yourself. The journey's lessons are likely to be greater than the journey's destination. Thank you for sharing your last 5 years with us at Pearl River High School. We wish you well, and we wish you success. You are forever Pearl River Blue, Pirates through and through. Congratulations to the class of 2018. At this time, I would like to invite Hannah Preston, the class salutatorian, to come up and say a few words.
Welcome, friends and family, teachers and fellow students, administrators and members of the Board of Education, and most importantly, all of the younger siblings who had to be dragged out of the house to attend today when they'd rather be home playing Fortnite. We've somehow actually made it to graduation. I'm not entirely sure how, considering our class's track record of completing senior traditions on time. I'm hinting at the wall if you couldn't tell. But we're here. In spite of all the obstacles and troubles we had no idea were coming our way, we are now here. We are at the point where we can reflect on our journeys to this here. So, instead of looking forward, let's indulge ourselves for a few moments and reflect on our journeys. I asked a bunch of seniors what moments stood out to them the most from their experiences, and the answers were all over the place. And here is where I brag about just some of the achievements involving the class of 2018 from this year alone. Girls soccer became co-state champions of New York State. The football team won both the Orange Bowl and the Brown Jug. The production of Curtains was nominated for a Metro Award. Both winter and spring track became section champions. And my favorite achievement, no one from the class of 2018 got kicked off the Disney trip. Nor did we miss any of the Disney films that came our way. And when I say Disney, I'm including Pixar. 2004, the year before we started kindergarten. The Incredibles had been released at the end of the year, and I'm not sure about you guys, though I kind of am, but I know all of my 4-year-old friends and I were running around pretending to be supers and asking our parents for our super suits. We saw not only adults with superpowers, but kids our own age with superpowers, doing amazing things to save each other and the world. Seeing this encouraged us to think about all of the huge things we could achieve. It also encouraged us to irritate our parents by running around the house pretending to have super speed or to be invisible. We had these dreams of doing something and saving the world, and we thought about all of this as we entered our first years of elementary school. We entered with the dream of being super. The next hallmark of our experiences, the most serious, heartfelt film ever released in cinemas, the one we laughed and cried over, the one we begged our parents to take us to see, the culmination of all of our complex feelings and deepest fears and desires, High School Musical 3. We were nearing the end of elementary school, and this masterpiece was released. We sang along and appointed each other as the Gabriellas and Troys and Sharpays and Chads of our friend groups. We saw these people who we started kindergarten with when the first High School Musical was released grow up and graduate and leave each other. But we were only in the 3rd grade. It seemed as if graduation was ages away at the time, and we would never actually have to leave our friends. We were all really focused on what song we were going to sing at our 4th grade promotion ceremony. But I think when we first saw High School Musical 3, whether we realized it or not, a small part of us began to understand what growing up really entailed. Maybe we felt a little bit of it when we sang It's My Journey or had our last field day. Maybe we didn't. But enough with the sad and depressing stuff for now. We have the rest of our lives for that. Then we entered middle school. This was the moment we had been waiting for. We were allowed to have our very own lockers. There were a number of movies that came out during our 3 years on Gilbert Avenue. Tangled, Brave, Wreck-It Ralph, to name just 3. But we started to think we were too old for those kinds of movies. We wanted to grow up and see all of those dark action movies and those movies about dystopian societies. But whether we admit it or not, we all know we saw those movies somehow. Our parents made us see them, or we had to go with our younger siblings, or we just happened to catch them on TV. We saw them, and we took those lessons with us. When we were in 5th grade and the big mean 7th graders scared us, Tangled reminded us to see the light. Brave gave us the gentle reminder not to hate our parents too much when they didn't let us go to the mall by ourselves, because deep down we knew that we wouldn't want to lose them by having them turn into a bear. And when we didn't do well on our 7th grade social studies pop quizzes, Wreck-It Ralph showed us that there have to be some struggles for things to get better. Fast forward a few years, and we're right in the middle of high school. It's the end of our sophomore year, and literally every single person is gearing us up for the dreaded junior year. We were terrified. Junior year brought multiple AP classes for some, building an actual resume for college, having to think about our future, and the worst thing of all, standardized testing. Whether you took the SAT or the ACT or both, you knew that it was going to be one of the worst experiences, if not the worst, of your junior year. But we also got something else at the end of our sophomore year, Finding Dory. And I don't think that there was a better movie that could have come out, because when we were sinking in the midst of all the academic and social pressures of high school, Jory and her parents reminded us to just keep swimming. And that's what we've done. We kept swimming, and now we're here, coming full circle. This past Friday, less than a week ago, Incredibles 2 came out. We were reunited with our superpowers and super suits and the dreams we started kindergarten with. We entered with the dream of being super. Now, we are leaving knowing we are. We have everyone to thank for getting us here. Our families, our teachers, our administrations, our friends, the board, those younger siblings. And I thank everyone here for allowing me to share the past 12 years of my life with you. Congratulations to the Pearl River High School class of 2018. I can say with the utmost confidence that you all will be nothing short of super.
At this time, we invite Ms. Shireen Way, Director of the Pearl River High School Senior Ensemble, to perform a vocal selection.
Pass folders. Guys and girls on one side. Anybody else need? Come over here. Come. I don't know what you want me to do. No, what are we doing? Hey, Jude? One, two, three.
Hey, Jude, don't make it bad. Don't take a sad song, make it better. And remember, let your heart start to make it better. Hey, Jude, don't be afraid, 'cause you were made to go and get better. And love made it in your skin. Then you begin to make it better. Na na na.
Hey Jude, don't let me down. You have found her, now go and get her. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Na na na. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it
At this time, we would invite our class valedictorian, Tanner Champersert, to come up and give an address.
Hello, I am honored to be standing up here on stage today. First, I want to thank the musical groups that performed today, especially the band. I am in the band, well, I was in the band, and you know, it's been great, especially Mr. Evans, so thanks, Mr. Evans. So, I'd say welcome and greetings to everyone out there, teachers, faculty, administration, board members, trustees, custodial staff, family, friends, and most importantly, everyone sitting on these chairs right here, the class of 2018. I'll try to keep this speech short since I know I'm one of the only people standing in your way of a diploma and finally graduating, but you guys have waited 5 years for this, so give me a few more minutes. It'll be fine. So looking out at the people in these chairs, I see a great, hard-working and talented group, as well as a group forced together by their birthdays. There are all-American athletes out here, state champions, a set of triplets, and several twins. Talented artists who finally painted that wall up there. It's been a while. A cancer survivor, community helpers, a rapper. We got a legally blind kid who happens to be a really great pole vaulter. We got a few smart people out there, and some people who left private schools to return back here, which is pretty nice. And there's also many others that I can't really name because it'd be way too long. But they've accomplished much and have overcome obstacles to get to this point today. Almost all of you are going off to college or joining the workforce, and I know you all are going to do work, and I know you all are going to work hard and do well. Beyond, there are those on the track, on the hill, and those in the bleachers, and others who are not here today, but have supported and helped us to get where we are today. So I think I speak for the class when I say thank you to everyone. You all have helped immensely, and words cannot describe the enormity of the help and support we have received. For me personally, I would like to thank my family also for their support. And also a special thanks to Mrs. McCaffrey, our class advisor. She's helped us these past 5 years, and she's organized countless events and fundraisers, and I can't thank her enough for it. As a class, we have been through much these past 5 years, from the first day in September 2013 to now, June 2018. Social trends have changed. Snapchat didn't have a weird update, and the cereal Product 19 still existed. It's gone now, but don't tell Mr. Kalachi that. And of course, we as people have grown, and we're very different back then. And on this day, we'll be the last class to have graduation on this very grass field right here. Countless classes have stood on this grass, and numerous games have been won and lost on this field. Blood, sweat, and tears, and even vomit, it's kind of gross, of some athletes have graced this very field, and very soon it'll be replaced by a new turf field. And while it's sad that it's going to be really hot next year because turf is really hot, but but they get a turf field, and it really needs a nice track, so it'll be okay. So for all my Latin nerds out there, valedictorian comes from valedicere. Well, I don't know how to really say it because you can't really speak Latin out loud. But it means bid farewell. If goodbyes comes new hellos, new technologies like flying cars will coexist with existing technologies. And the old high school life will turn to an exciting college life, filled with new experiences and people. Or you can also be involved in work, which seems kind of fun, maybe. And to help us transition will be our memories and experiences that we collected throughout these last 5 years. Each one of you has your very own unique experience here, shaped by people around you, and take care not to forget them, as they're one of the only things that will remain from our time here. And which leads me to the stuff only being delirious at 1 o'clock in the morning can conjure up. I tend to look at things in quarters, especially things associated with time. There are 4 quarters in a school year, or 2 semesters if you can add them up. In track, races can be split up into quarters from events like the 100 meter, all the way up to the 2 mile and beyond. Traditional high school, grades 9 to 12, can be split up into quarters, each quarter being 1 grade. And yes, even a summer reading book can be split up into quarters if you have a nice calculator with you. But what about life itself? Can that be split up into quarters? Well, a traditional life can be split up to 4 sections, but not evenly. There's the young childhood, look, everything's shiny and new. Young adult part in life, the, oh my, I'm a parent and I have to work to make money. And the grandparents, I have done a lot of things part. But many things can happen in life, so it's basically impossible to evenly split up life into quarters until the very last moment, which testifies to the unpredictability of life. Life cannot be separated into neat little sections, so be prepared for the unfairness and obstacles life throws at you. So I suppose I should give you some final words of advice before I end, words to remember me by. Well, there's not much that I could say that you guys already haven't heard before. So I look to the first place anyone looking for advice looks, the back of my yearbook. Got some pretty interesting advice, ranging from the usual, such as keep working hard, to the very interesting, such as try not to be stabbed. I can say that I kind of don't want to be stabbed, but I don't know, it may end up happening, but I hope not. And so after reading the yearbook, I figure I should probably look somewhere else. So I decided to peruse through Harry Potter, since they're pretty famous books, and there's some really inspirational people in Harry Potter. And I opened up the first book, and Dumbledore's advice in the opening feast was nitwit, blubber, oddment, and tweak. And then I decided, yeah, I should stop there. So then I went to another book, Inferno by Dante, but I couldn't get really through it after the first few pages. It's really long. And then I kind of gave up a little bit, but I'm reading it now, so it's okay. And then, strangely enough, I also started to play Pokemon Ruby, which is a really old Pokemon game for the, believe it or not, the Game Boy. It was launched back in 2003, and I actually bought it for $25 last week. In the relative infancy of my game, I fought a computer control trainer, and after defeating her, she said something that caught my attention. I guess even video games can teach you something inspirational. To quote a bot from Pokemon Ruby, which is really weird, but if you're faced with a decision and you let someone else choose for you, you will regret it, however things turn out. Using these words as a preface, the advice I want to share with you is this. Decide for yourself what your future holds. Sure, take advice from others, but ultimately in the end, it is you who has to live with your choices. Of course, I cannot force you to heed my advice. You have to choose, but it'd be nice if you did. And these are some of the last minutes in high school. There's not much left to say except for good luck in the future. We as a class have been through a lot together, and our time has come to an end. Thank you and farewell.
Tanner, thank you. Our next speaker, who I'll call up in a second, is an energizing soul, if you will. I have to tell you, from the day I walked in the building, this young lady has not hesitated to walk into my office on numerous occasions. So I have students into my office on several occasions for many reasons. I've never had an occasion where I tried to get a student out of my office. So this is one such person. I also found that when she left my office, I was a little poorer than when she walked in. And I have a lot of air fresheners. I don't know when I bought so many, but I think it was from her that first year I was there. So at this time, I invite Grania McGinley, class president, to say a few remarks.
Thank you. Wow, there's a lot of people up here. Well, thank you. Well, before I start, I do have to recognize and acknowledge the people behind me, the band. I've been a band kid, and I'm not in orchestra, and also in chorus, but each one of those people are kind of dragged here and sitting here for their siblings. So thank you to especially Mr. Evans, Mrs. Pickering, and Mrs. Way. So, okay, hooray. We're finally to the last person talking, so I know you guys all have to get to your reservations tonight. Like, I hear your tummies rumbling from here, but, wow. I cannot believe we are here right now. It seems like yesterday we were roaming the halls as our little 8th grade selves with our backpacks 10 times bigger than us. And since those early 8th grade days here at PRHS, I've had the honor and the privilege to have become the student body president for the incredible class of 2018. To be honest, yeah, thank you. There's a few clapping things in the middle of this, but to be honest, when I was preparing to write the speech, I put it off. Not because I was afraid of messing up or the possibility of crying in front of hundreds of people, which will most likely be happening at the end of tonight, but because I truly cannot believe that the day that we've all been waiting for is actually here. Today is the day we put 12 years of hard work into, 12 years of homework, of studying, of tests, and of papers. Some people, they chose to invest in sports, or music, or the friends they found along the way. Every one of us has taken a different path to get to this day. Mine involves a lot of rushing to the deadline, but also getting to know as much about the school and the people inside it as I could. And of course, selling the good old-fashioned Prover Pirate air fresheners. They're still on sale. If you guys want one over there, yeah. Today is the day that we have achieved our goals and dreams, and most importantly, the day we finally say goodbye to 5 peppy, fun, and crazy years here at Prover High School. At this time, I do have to thank some very important people, because I honestly don't think we as a class could be here without them. First and foremost, I have to give credit to the administration and staff of the Prover School District. We rely on you to make our school feel like a home. From working with our teachers and administrators to getting involved in numerous events with our students, your work keeps the Pirate Pride flowing at every level of our district. Next, our teachers. From our first days at Lincoln, Evans, or Franklin, you believed in us when we didn't know we could. You pushed us to new boundaries, and most of all, you prepared us for our next journey in our lives. Without you, none of our goals could have been accomplished. I also want to give a special shout out to our class of 2018 advisor, Mrs. Eileen McCaffrey. Woo! I love her, if you didn't know that. She's not only been an amazing teacher, coach, and advisor to many of us, but she's also taught our class the true meaning of friendship. Her positivity and dedication to our class has made us grow so much as students and as people. With her guidance, we have fundraised to enjoy 2 beautiful proms, an awesome day at Dorney Park, and an unforgettable journey to the most magical place on earth. So thank you, Mrs. McCaffrey. And finally, our parents. Honestly, I have no idea where I'd be without my parents. Even though, yes, I can be the worst at emptying the dishwasher or doing the laundry, of course. But I know without my parents that they love and support me through everything I do. Like me, you've already been helped by parents and siblings with those last-minute projects or those mad dashes to practice. But our parents are the ones who truly make us who we are. They were our first teachers, and they will always be there for us. So I would like to thank all parents, guardians, and family members for all your help, not just in my life, but everyone's lives here. We couldn't have asked for better mentors to guide us on our own journeys. They deserve a clap, of course. Keep fixing my hat. And the last people I have to mention is you, my fellow peers and classmates around me. I could not have been more proud to represent the class of 2018 over the last 5 years. We've been together as one big team since our carefree days at Pearl River Middle School, or they seem more carefree now. But our grade is a collection of smart, talented, funny, and motivated students. I know that no matter where life takes them, these kids that I've sat beside the past 12 years are ready to take on their next chapter of their lives. Through the countless sports, clubs, and activities that united us and helped us grow, we have left our own unique mark here at Pearl River. And I'm not just talking about that wall, even though it took 4 weeks or something odd to do that. Inspired by our senior show, Seussical, I found a great quote by the famous Dr. Seuss that sends a message to all you who's out there graduating today. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. But before you all go, I want everyone to remember to always wish on stars and still dream of Neverland. Never be afraid to reach for the sky and know that love and goodness will always win. And finally, that you're never too old to be a Disney kid. That being said, go find your adventure and explore the world. Have fun, and above all, stay true to yourself. Congratulations to the PRHS class of 2018. Now, I just want to complete with one last pirate hurrah. So we're going to do the infamous We Are PR. So ready? You all out there have to do it as well, okay? When I say we are, you say PR. We are. We are. When I say we are, you say PR. We are. We are. Congratulations, PRHS class of 2018. It has been an honor. Thank you very much.
They definitely said energy, right? At this time, we invite Mr. Marco Pocontesta, Superintendent of Schools, for the presentation of the class of 2018.
Thank you very much. Good evening, members of the class of 2018. Congratulations to all of you and to your families. I'm very proud of each one of you and your accomplishments this year and across your high school years. Your hard work and its results signal a bright future, not just for you, but for our world. Your talents as individuals and as a class, as well as your spirit of service and outreach, should give us great hope about how your leadership will shape the years ahead and meet increasingly difficult challenges that will have to be overcome. Thank you to all of the staff and administration at Pearl River High School for your hard work in preparing our seniors for their graduation and their future. My role tonight is to certify for the Board of Education that you have met all of your requirements. I ask that you please stand at this time. Mrs. Curtis, by the authority vested in the office of the Superintendent by the Board of Regents of the State of New York and the Pearl River Board of Education, I certify that the young men and women of the class of 2018 have satisfactorily completed their course of studies and met all of the requirements for receiving a high school diploma in the State of New York, and I ask that you confer upon them the diploma of Pearl River High School. The class may move their tassels. Congratulations. You can be seated, and I ask that the members of the Board of Education come forward. And we can begin the presentation of the diplomas. Thank you.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Board President Jackie Curtis, who will begin the presentation of diplomas. Class valedictorian, Tanner Chiamprasert. Class salutatorian, Hannah Danielle Preston. Class President, Grania Lily McGinley. The following students represent the top 10% of the graduating class. Mark Anthony Anselmi. Lena Araxi Arian. Katie Ann Bertucci. Sean Byman. Deirdre Beverly Cowie. Michael Carl Daly Jr. Erin Teresa DeRobertis. Anna Elizabeth Dolan. Abigail Maya Frankel. Carrie Elizabeth Getler. Elizabeth Ann Gilbride. Stephen Jacob Klein. James Marr. Skylar Ray McGee. Aiden Francis Meehan. Kristen Ann O'Neill. Tara Siobhan Quinlivan. Anna Elizabeth Scott. It is now my pleasure to introduce Board Vice President Tom DePrisco, who will continue with the alphabetical presentation of diplomas. Matthew Tyler Ackerman. Danielle Elise Balse. Daniel L. Beckerly. Timothy David Berwick. Marissa Stephanie Bone. Matthew Borkowski. Emma Alicia Brady. Gabriella Nicole Branzetti. Haley M. Brennan. Connor James Burke. Bridget Mary Burns. Colleen Lily Cahill. Austin John Carbone. Sarah Catherine Carmen. Kaylee Barbara Carson. Catherine Ann Karstensen. Julia Grace Cassie. Mina Cho. Naray Choi. Helena Mary Clark. Erin Elizabeth Clinton. Shane Connell. Elizabeth Noel Considine. Diana Ray Coriali. Gabriella Marie Coriali. Skylar Couch Tellefson. Cassidy Reese Coughlin. Kieran Anthony Creighton. Marzina Julia Chimchuk. Chelsea Ann Daly.
Thank you.
Andrew Joseph Davin. Tara Elizabeth Davin.
Thank you.
Maggie Nicole Davis. Leah Taylor DeCourcy. Jack D. Johnny Del Grasso. Christopher Stephen DeThomas. Kevin James Dickey. Tyler J. DiLorenzo. Kiva Teresa Donnelly. Lauren Christine Downing. Gannon Lawrence Duffy. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Evelyn Hornacek, who will announce the next set of graduates, and board member Bruce Bond, who will continue with the presentation of diplomas.
Jeremy Espinal. Alexa Lee Fahan. Grace Ellie Fanshaw. Jonathan Patrick Farley. Marco J. Farcetta. Catherine Grace Ferrick. Dylan John Ficarata. Jillian Claire Fisher. Brian John Flaherty. Sean Sigmund Flaherty. Lila Catherine Foster. Caitlin Emily Friedberg. Matthew Walter Gambert. Caroline Ailish Gannon. James R. Gilbert, Jr. Kira Kate Una Gill. Eugene William Gladoon. Liam Greeley. Kieran Gerard Green. Kylie Marie Grahowski. Gina Marie Groth. Daniel Aiden Mar Gurniak. Brian Patrick Hanley. Samantha Marie Hardigan. Erin Elizabeth Hartnett. Samantha Riley Harvey. Kira Mary Healy. Owen Christopher Healy. Ryan Heffernan. Matthew Raymond Hyder. Deirdre Maeve Hennessy. Mary Kate Henry. Sarah Hernandez. Keelan Patrick Hollywood. Charles Daniel Howard.
Let's go to this side.
Mairead Hines. Tara Vinayak Iyer. Shubhang Johnny. Jean-Paul Raphael Michael Jeremy. Mark Christopher Jesse. Harley Grace Johnson. Jobin Prince Joseph. Emily Rose Cairns. Michael Anton Khalilzad. Gleb Lebutin. Bridget Anna Klein. William Joseph Klein. Adam Koljanovic. Orion Bishop Kolk. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mark Bernasconi, who will announce the next set of graduates, and board member Robert Davis, who will continue with the presentation of diplomas.
All right, we're good? Okay. Malachi Bautista Loudermilk. Joseph Patrick Luciano. Aiden Lynch. Rory Fitzgerald Lynch. Tara Lynn McGregor. Tara Lynn Manning. Liam J. Markowitz. Bridget Therese Martin. Grace Elizabeth Massaro. Erica Grace Massey. Michael Anthony Maucione. Ann C. McCormick. Ryan McCormack. Sean Lewis McDermott. Anne Marie McRory. Kelly McHugh. Jack Thomas McKee. Jonathan Mendoza. Alexis Meredith. Kaylee Ann Metrick. John Thomas Xavier Maroney. Nicole Kate Morrissey. Kelsey Jean Murphy. Sarah Jane Murphy. Catherine Mary Murray. Sean Patrick Muthig. Nicole Marie Neugebauer. Daniel Paul Nannen. William Leo O'Connor. Connor John O'Grady. Esteban Oliveros Jr. Sean James O'Neill. Emily Evelyn O'Sullivan. Erin O'Sullivan. Patrick Vincent O'Toole. Skylar Rose Paletta. Caitlin Elizabeth Paradine. Deanna Patterson. Zuriel Peterson. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Rick Ervater, who will announce the next set of graduates, and board member Christine Reddy, who will continue with the presentation of diplomas.
Cara Maureen Peretti. Christopher Stephen Pinto. Matthew Louis Politis. Christina Marie Princiata. Sorsha Lee Quinn. Sultana Rahman. Yazil S. Ramos. Scott Rash. Anya Rice. Aoife Rice. Antonio Mario Rinaldi. Kaylee Patricia Ritchie. Karen Gazil Rebellos. Matthew Ryan Russo. Keen Mark Ryan. Patrick Christopher Boyd Salmon. Nicholas Anthony Schiavone. I'd like to call up Board President Jackie Curtis to present the next diploma. Julia Ashlyn Shortino. Jacqueline Nicole Cease. Danielle Teresa Shaw. Catherine Ann Shields. Nora Ann Shine. Margarita Sidorenko. Samantha Simon. Ryan Michael Slattery. Michael Smith. Michaela Christine Speliotis. William James Spink. Marissa Deirdre Squire. Thomas Fergal Stapleton. Quinn Patrick Strohmeyer. Jenna Ashley Sewells. Thomas James Sullivan. Maggie Rachel Sutherland. Michael Anthony Tavermina. Olivia Rose Toll. Troy Nicholas Travellino. Shane Ryan Viren. Julianne Watson. Kevin Hooley. Thomas Gregory Wilson. Megan Rose Woods. Liam Ginty Wynn. Andrew Zhao. Peter Ryan Zeidema.
Okay, before we begin to finish, I should say, how about one more round of applause for all the graduates? At this time, we ask the Pearl River High School Senior Ensemble, directed by Ms. Shireen Way, to come up to sing the Alma Mater.
Folders over here.
Pass it around. Pass it down to you guys.
No,
I know this. Come on, Joe. I literally am ready to take this.
Just in case.
Not an evil.
Guys, no. Bum, bum, bum. Ready and. Pearl River to you. We always will be true. We'll hold thy memories dear, from year to passing year. And when we hear thy call, we'll answer one and all. To Pearl River will be true. To Pearl River, alma mater, will always be true. Remix! Pearl River to you, we always will be true. We'll hold thy memories dear, from year to passing year. And when we hear thy call, we'll answer one and all. To Pearl River will be true. To Pearl River, alma mater, will always be true.
Okay, at this time, we ask that a few people come to the podium before we conclude, and that would be Miss Mahar, Miss Marie Mahar, Miss Marie Marr, sorry, Miss Marie Marr. Got it. Mr. Paul Martin. Ms. Sue Wheeler. Mr. Van Wynen. Yep. Yes. And Miss Jackie Curtis. Okay, at this time, I would just like to recognize these individuals that stand here with us as individuals who have dedicated years and years of service to this school district. They have put in hours of their own time, whether that be the teachers or Board of Ed members or directors or assistant superintendents or deputy superintendents. And because of that, this school district is better off, much better off than it would have been without them. So they deserve a round of applause and a thank you from us and the class for their time. And at this time, since they are graduating with this class of 2018 and moving on, we have given them a mortarboard. And they're going to participate in this time-honored tradition that this class is ready to do. So we're asking the class to stand, take your tassels off, and don't look up. And on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, toss. And with that, Mr. Brian Evans will lead us in the recessional.